Campus Reform, which is a right-wing group, they're doing like Steven Crowder style shit.
To see if they're proud to be an American. Do they think that America is the greatest country in this world? And if not, can they name a better country?
I don't know, like the fucking 30 that rank ahead of us in goddamn everything? Boy, you wouldn't have shown it if you'd walked up to me and asked me that question, ma'am. The only thing we are the greatest country at is medical debt and people incarcerated. What a stupid hill to die on. I would turn it around on her like, what in the fuck do you think makes America great? Exactly. Please tell me. But we're going to see a theme here. It's just nothing but stupid faux nationalism in place of actual political discussion.
Let's find out. Are you proud to be an American?
No. I feel embarrassed to be an American every day. I think a lot of things about this country are really embarrassing. Just like, racist history,
Yes! Yes!
Currently, just what's going on with politics and the cops.
Not really in this climate. No, like, I'm a black person. So obviously I experience a lot of, there's like oppression that...
Psychological condition.
Not most of the time. I think sometimes it's just a little embarrassing. We claim to support
and that's another thing with right wingers, is heavily edited bullshit. All their pieces are
everyone, but we continue to support Israel, which are dislocating quite a few Palestinian people. And
valid all of them have made valid points.
No. Be proud of what? What is there to be proud about if you're black and being because it's just it's still a lot of stuff that goes on for black people.
I think that's a complicated question for me. I think I think most of the time, no, at least over the past.
I think you're exactly right. And we're going to see right wingers complain. That's all they're going to do for the next 20, 30 minutes as we watch this. Wait till you hear what Tom Cotton has to say about Captain America.
For years, it's been tricky to, love to be an American.
Halfsies on that.
Partly, because I feel like there's certain topics where it's very controversial, but I don't know. I just think that our economy just cares about
what's new, Adam.
They're humans, in general.
Love you, bro.
I wouldn't say that I am as proud as I was, but I would still say there's a little bit of country pride.
Do you think that America is the greatest country in this world?
Good Lord, no.
I think, to be a white person, it's pretty good to live here, but overall, I don't think it's the greatest country in the world.
No.
I feel like the American dream is so sought after that it's not even a thing anymore.
I don't even really think there is an American dream really anymore. I would honestly rather kind of live somewhere else.
Yeah, wait, what American dream? My generation is the first generation to have a lower life expectancy. Wages have been stagnant my entire life. What are we great at?
I don't know. I'd say that it's the greatest in the Olympics.
This is hilarious that it's a propaganda piece for the right wing, though.
We have a reputation where it's you can come here and do what you want to do.
Because this piece was mocking them, really, and they've all gave great answers.
Can you name a country that's more welcoming than the United States?
Ooh, not really. I don't really know that. I don't really have that much information.
Can you name a better country than the United States in your opinion?
I'm not sure if I can.
By what metric would be my response?
Probably a really tiny European country that's thriving.
Ooh, good question. Europe?
Europe's not a country.
Well, you get what I'm saying.
Have you ever considered moving?
A country in Europe is what you meant.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I had joked about it. Joked, but was, fully serious. I'm going to move to Canada.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that likes to help people, so I would actually consider going to someplace with more poverty.
Yeah, probably.
Would you be willing to give up your U.S. citizenship?
Yeah, it's not that necessary. I mean, I can still take vacations here.
Definitely, 100%.
Actually, yeah.
Would you say that a college has helped shape your perception of being not proud to be an American?
I would say yeah, because I went
What,
to
history?
So yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. I went
Because
to
we're gonna see exactly
bubble school, so I know it's
how well right-wingers know history here in just a second.
to the choir, but I think I learned a lot that I'm from Georgia, and I would have never learned if I had not taken those classes, just about the way the justice system works and zoning laws and everything.
Oh, she got some of that critical race theory.
A lot of these things.
This was from Campus Reform, America's #1 source for college news. The piece I'm actually reading from is the New York Post. Instead of getting patriotic responses in the lead up to America's birthday, the reporter found that the majority of them struggled to say they were proud of being American, with several even admitted that they were embarrassed and gave great answers as to why. Lily Tang Williams, a U.S. citizen who immigrated from China, told Fox and Friends on Saturday that she felt sorry for those young students. I don't know why. They were all intelligent. They reminded me of my past living in communist China for 23 years, and I was indoctrinated to believe everything the government told me and that Chairman Mao Zedong told me. Mao? How old is this woman? Shit. So just think about that for a second. These students that are critical of the country that they live in remind this Chinese dissident of China. How? In China, they make you say that the CCP is great. They make you worship the state. How does this criticism of the government of the country remind you of China? You would think, but they don't want people to express their views. They don't believe in freedom. It's to say, that's the reason why I have so many problems with these idiot-ass right-wingers and their podcasts. Don't unfriend me. Bridging the divide. Hear me out. There are all these, they paint themselves as center-of-the-road moderates that are reasonable, but in reality, all of the fucking shit they promote is like, the Democrats are evil and bringing socialism to the country. Complete nonsense. They never know where they fall on the political spectrum. No, ma'am. Lily Tang Williams from Fox and Friends. Let me tell you what should remind you of fucking China. Let me tell you what should remind you of China. This kind of shit. This shit's scary. There you go, obey. Well, it's Walmart in Texas, so people like me that would have walked through the shop with both fingers up in the air, wearing my shirt that says the government protecting and serving the shit out of you, wouldn't be in a Walmart in Texas. That's like China. And boy howdy do they lose their fucking minds if you say, wait a minute, maybe that song doesn't represent me. Maybe we want to sing a different patriotic song. Boy, that will blow some right-wing heads. There was backlash over Vanessa Williams performing for Independence Day before it even happened. Williams hosted PBS's A Capitol Fourth on Sunday, and it had been announced that she would sing Lift Every Voice and Sing, which has become known as the Black National Anthem. In the promotion leading up to the show, Williams talked about including the song. Conservative Twitter jumped on the national anthem part of and declared it's divisive, segregation, and racist to have any anthem other than the Star Spangled Banner, which talks about how slaves should be grateful to be in this country. It was scheduled to be performed by Grammy Award-winning Renee Fleming. Still, others supported Williams and chalked the whole thing up to social media, doing what it does best, outrage. In launching into the song, Williams, who also performed God Bless America earlier in the program, said she was filled with the spirit of freedom and the perseverance that is required to achieve the most precious right. But right-wingers are against that. Now, would you be proud of a country that gets upset over a woman singing a patriotic song? Would you be proud of a country that creates a billionaire that does something like this? Tell me this isn't fucking embarrassing. Mark fucking Zuckerberg. Oh, shit. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. Somebody's parody. Let's see the original video. Don't make me watch it on Instagram. Oh, I'm not logged in. Let me go in. Let's enable, blah, 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 blah. Oh, fucking shit. Well, it's stupid. It's just Zuckerberg riding like some kind of hoverboard, some kind of hoverboard with a motor on it. I don't care enough to go find it. Fuck it. He's not goddamn Captain America, that's for sure. But boy, howdy, does Tom Cotton have a problem with Captain America.
Captain America on how America is built on lies. You got to hear this. Here's the quote. Here's the thing about a dream, though. A dream isn't real. I'm starting to think America actually has two dreams and one lie. The first American dream is the one that isn't real. Is some people expect just to be handed to them, and then they get angry when it disappears. When the truth is, it never really existed in the first place. It doesn't get along nicely with reality.
Nope.
Other culture, immigrants. The poor, we're at our best when we keep no one out. A good dream is shared radically, shared with everyone. When something isn't shared, I can become the American lie. I think this is such terrible rhetoric. I mean, it is true that we didn't live up to our documents, but the documents weren't flawed. It was the human beings, right?
Yeah. I mean, Lawrence, it sounds like Captain America may need a demotion to lieutenant after that speech. But this is what happens when you
He's trying to cancel culture. One, a captain clearly doesn't support the troops. Two, it's a fictional character, you idiot. Oh my God.
when you allow left-wing activists to write your comic books, and it reflects a kind of march through our cultural institutions.
Captain America, the Nazi puncher.
Schools and indoctrinating our kids to believe that kind of nonsense. Over the weekend, you saw the New York Times running a long story about how the flag, for goodness sake, is now a divisive symbol for many Americans. Look, we should be proud of our heritage.
It is! Let me explain to you, Senator Cotton, why the flag is divisive. Because people wave it around, acting like they're patriots, but do the exact opposite. Trump supporters are the ones waving the flag everywhere, hate this fucking country, attacked Congress. That's why the flag is divisive, because people like you like to stand behind it, not actually standing for what it's supposed to stand for. You want to wrap yourself in the flag and still be a fascist asshole.
And our founding principles. 245 years ago this weekend,
That's true, but that's a Trump supporter would fucking have both the Confederate flag, the Tennessee battle flag, by the way, and the U.S. flag. It's a weird dichotomy.
not just because of local grievances over taxes or the quartering of soldiers, but because they wanted to found a new republic dedicated to the proposition
and a Trump flag.
Men are created equal, as Abraham Lincoln said at the Gettysburg Address. Now, we haven't always achieved that in practice, but our history has been one of continually struggling to realize those ideals. That's exactly what Dr. Martin Luther King said in his
You're the asshole we're struggling against to realize those ideas. Don't you dare allow your mouth to say the words MLK.
I Have a Dream speech, in which he explicitly and repeatedly invoked the Declaration and said that
slavery, genocide, and a fucking white ethno-state. That's exactly the history of this country.
We should teach our children, whether it's in the schools or
in even then, they didn't just want white people to vote. They wanted it to only be rich white men. Rich. People, even me as a white man, if I was around in 1776, I probably would have fought for the British like the other poor people did.
Or yes, our comic books, to be proud of and celebrate America's traditions.
Right. I mean, the irony, he's Captain America, right, Senator? And I think you're spot on when you talk about this is the latest thing that they're taking over. And it's also self-serving, because if the American dream is dead, if it's rigged, guess what? We need big government. We need Democrats. So you're spot on there, Senator. Thanks so much for joining us.
It is dead. It is rigged. And we do need Democrats. But we don't just need Democrats, because most of them are fucking bought and paid for and corrupt. We need actual progressives, actual leftists. Are fireworks racist? Yes, it still makes it to where that landowners have a far greater voice in elections. It makes it to where fucking conservatives in Wyoming are weighted to be, what is it, like 7 times more, 8 times more their vote is worth than somebody in California? Fuck that shit. The New York Post is accusing the National Geographic of tweeting that July 4th fireworks are racist. National Geographic actually tweeted out that scientists found that vulnerable people in communities of color are disproportionately exposed to air pollution from fireworks celebrations. Which makes perfect sense. Seems like a valid point to make. But of course, the New York Post is going to run with it and be like, Nat Geo thinks fireworks are racist. Just like when Pete Buttigieg, who sucks ass, but was correct on this point, said that the interstate highway system had racism built into it. And they're all like, now Democrats think roads are racist. No, the system is racist. Yep. But I mean, they aren't done being upset. They're not done being aggrieved. Hold on. Conservatives rip NPR over Declaration of Independence disclaimer. The disclaimer read, 245 years ago today, leaders representing 13 British colonies signed a document to declare independence. It says that all men are created equal, but women, enslaved people, indigenous people, and many others were not held as equal at that time. What NPR said was 100% a fact. That is a historical fact. In a separate tweet, the outlet said the document features flaws and deeply ingrained hypocrisies. Also a fact. Several prominent conservatives seized on NPR's characterization of the Declaration. I mean, defund NPR, which they don't even really receive that much funding. It's like a fucking fraction of what they receive. They're not even a public entity anymore. Why in the hell are American taxpayers funding this nonsense? What nonsense, sir? Truth? History? The Declaration of Independence requires what is essentially a trigger warning at the start to let people know that they're about to read something offensive, at least according to NPR. Maybe we should add a similar rider to our tax dollars to fund NPR. No, they're adding historical context. So all these fucking idiots that are out here like, well, this is the greatest country on earth. Aren't you proud to be an American? Can get a dose of facts. NPR has long drawn criticism from conservatives who see its coverage as too far to the left. I'll never forget the time where they tweeted out the Declaration of Independence on July 4th. This was a couple of years ago. I wanted 2017, 2018, one or the other, early on in the Trump administration. They tweeted out all the sections of the Declaration of Independence, and right-wingers were commenting that it sounded like commie propaganda and anti-Trump propaganda. Right-wingers thought the Declaration of Independence was anti-Trump propaganda. I'm not making that up. But they know nothing. They know nothing about the history of this goddamn country. Just like the former press secretary for the president goes on Fox fucking News and says this.
That is clear. And they never take a day off of getting the facts wrong. We know most of our forefathers, all of our main founding fathers were against slavery, recognized the evils of it. There's a great piece to that end on Heritage called 1776, not 1619. But I'll leave it to you. You know, they're so wrong on so much. Where to begin? Starting with you, Bill Bennett, the haters never take a day off from hating. That is clear. And they never take a day off of getting the facts wrong. We know most of our forefathers, all of our main founding fathers were.
And she's so confident as she hates on people. Talking about the haters. Getting facts wrong.
Against slavery, recognize the evils of it. There's a great piece to that end on Heritage called 1776, not 1619. But I'll leave it to you. You know, they're so wrong on so much. Where to begin? Starting with you.
The majority of signers of the Declaration of Independence owned slaves. 41 of 56 owned slaves. Somebody else pointed out Jefferson and Washington owned like 900 slaves between them. So here's the piece from a few years ago. Some Trump supporters thought NPR tweeted propaganda. It was the Declaration of Independence. 113 consecutive posts in 140-character increments. This was July of 2017. Idiots, complete idiots. But they're certain that we hate America and we don't know what we're talking about. Right?